Now this is your next question. Okay. Find 6 rational numbers or insert 6 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Now difference I told you between this question and the last question that we discussed in the last class was that we had to insert 6 rational numbers, 5 rational numbers between 2 integers, 2 and 3. This time we have to insert 6 rational numbers between 2 fractions. These are not integers. 3 by 5 and 4 by 5 are fractions, or themselves they are themselves rational numbers. They are fractions. Okay. How to insert 6 rational numbers?
Good morning, sir.
Morning. We see that. Now see, if you see these two fractions, 3 by 5 has denominator 5, 4 by 5 has denominator 5. That means the denominator of both are equal. Okay, so 3 by 5. Now I want to change the denominator. That is, I want to change the denominator in such a way that the denominators of both the fractions are equal, but such that the numerators may be different and numerators should be far apart. Okay. Now suppose if I multiply this by 2, that is numerator and denominator by 2. If I multiply, then what are we getting? We are getting 6 by 10, right? Also, for 4 by 5, okay, if I want to make the denominator 10, that is, I want to make the denominator same, that means I will have to multiply this also by 2, okay, and therefore I will have to multiply the numerator also by 2. So this becomes 8 by 10. Okay, but the problem is you're getting 6 by 10 and 8 by 10. But the problem is there are only 2 fractions between 6 by 10 and 8 by 10. What are those fractions? 7 by 10. Only one fraction, in fact, between 6 by 10 and 8 by 10, right? Only 7 by 10 is the only fraction between 6 by 10 and 7 by 10. So we are not able to insert 6 numbers. There is only one rational number that we can insert between 6 by 10 and 8 by 10. So what we do is we try the next number. Okay. That is, we multiply the numerator and denominator by 3 this time. This time we multiply the numerator and denominator by 3. So that we get this as 9 by 15. And here also we get 12 by 15. Now see here in these two, 9 by 15 and 12 by 15. What are the fractions between 9 by 15 and 12 by 15? They are 10 by 15 and 11 by 15 only. Again, we are only getting 2 fractions between 9 by 15 and 12 by 15, right? We are not able, but we need 6 fractions between those two numbers. So what we do is we multiply by 4 this time and check. So 3 into 4, and you have 5 into 4. Similarly here, 4 into 4 and 5 into 4. So this will give me 12 by 20, and this will be giving me 16 by 20. So how many are there between 12 by 20 and 16 by 20? 13 by 20 you have, 14 by 20 you have, right? 15 by 20 you have. You have only 3 between these two fractions, right? But we need 6 because we need to insert 6 rational numbers, right? So therefore, what we do is we try the next one. That is, we multiply numerator and denominator by 5. 3 into 5, 5 into 5. Similarly, we do for the next fraction also. 4 into 5 and 5 into 5. So this becomes 15 by 25 and this becomes 20 by 25, right? Now in between these two, how many fractions can you get? You can get 16 by 25. You can get 17 by 25. You can get 18 by 25. You can get 19 by 25, right? Again, you're getting only 4. That means this will also not do. That means you can try now with a 6. Okay, let's try 6 now.
Sir, this answer will come now.
What?
If we
The answer
multiply,
will come now.
Let's see. Let's multiply by 6. This I'm
Multiply with
showing
7.
you all these I'm showing you each number by number so that you have no problem in understanding that although we are making the denominator same, but what is the suitable number that we should multiply by? That is why I'm showing you by each number. So 18 by 30, I'm getting here, and here I'm getting 24 by 30, right? So how many
So if we
fractions are there?
multiply,
Yes.
so if we multiply both the fractions by 7, or then only we can get
Yes,
6.
by 7, maybe but I'm trying 6. So let's see. 19 by 20, we are getting 20 by 30. We are getting 21 by 30. We are getting 22 by 30, 23 by 30, and 24. 24 will not be included. So how many are we getting? We're getting 5 rational numbers. We're not getting 6, right? So that means we now try with 7. And I think 7 will give you, because we have almost got 5 rational numbers. So next, I think 7 will give us. So 3 into 7 divided by 5 into 7. It's 4 into 7 by 5 into 7. So this is 21 by 35. And this is 28 by 35. So therefore, what are the 6 rational numbers between these two? The required 6 rational numbers are rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5 are, you can have 22 by 35, you can have 23 by 35, 24 by 35, you can have 25 by 35, which obviously if you cancel, how much you will get? 5 by 7 you'll get. 5 by 7. You can also have 26 by 35, right? So we have got 5, and you can have 27 by 35. So we have got 6 rational numbers between these two, right? So that is how you insert rational numbers between two fractions. Now, I'll show you one more problem after this, but let me first ask you whether you have any problem with this sum. Now, if you don't have any problem, then I will proceed to the next sum, wherein I will again take fractions, but this time the denominators will be different. Here, you were lucky enough that the denominators of both the fractions was 5. So you could work out it in this manner. But what if the denominators are different? That is, you have different denominators. Let us see this problem. Insert 8 rational numbers between minus 1/3 and 2 by 7. Okay, you have to insert 8 rational numbers between the two. Now, if you see, this problem is different from the last problem because the denominators are different. So whenever the denominators are different, this is how you are going to proceed. You will see the denominators, you will take the LCM of the denominators. So LCM of 3 and 7. So you know that the LCM of 3 and 7 is 21, right? So we'll make the denominators 21 of both the fractions. So minus 1/3, we see that minus 1/3 is the same as minus 1 by 3, which is the same as minus 1, because we want to make the denominator 21, so we'll multiply 3 by 7, and numerator also will multiply by 7. So we'll get minus 7 by 21, right? And what else? The 2 by 7 is the next fraction. So 2 by 7, we want to make the denominator 21. So we'll multiply this denominator by 3. And numerator also will multiply by 3. You get 6 by 21. Okay. So we need to insert 8 rational numbers between the two. So what are the rational numbers? The 8 required rational numbers between the 8 required rational numbers between minus 1/3 and 2 by 7 are between these two fractions. How many numbers are there? Minus 6 by 21 is one number, one rational number. Minus 5 by 21 is another rational number, right? Next, minus 4 by 21 is another rational number. Minus 3 by 21 is another rational number. Then you have minus 2 by 21, right? Then you have minus 1 by 21, isn't it? In fact, you also have a 0, but we'll not put 0. So we'll have 0 is not a rational number actually. Okay, so we'll not put 0. So minus 1, then you have 1 by 21. Okay, then you have by 21. How many have we got here? We've got 8. Okay, we've got 8 rational numbers. So we have inserted these rational numbers between these two. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
This is the kind
No,
of
sir.
problem that
No.
you will get from rational numbers. We now move on to the next topic called irrational numbers, which is the more important topic for you. Irrational numbers. Now, what is the definition of irrational numbers? Numbers that cannot be, what is the definition of rational numbers? The numbers that can be written in the form P by Q, right? Were rational numbers, where P and Q were integers and Q not equal to 0. For irrational numbers, the definition is numbers that cannot be written in the form P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. Okay, those numbers which cannot be written in this form are called irrational numbers. Now, what are the numbers that cannot be written in this form? What are those numbers that cannot be written in this form? Examples? Examples: root 2 cannot be written in the form P by Q because the value of root 2 is 1.414, and this will continue, this decimal. It will neither truncate nor recur. Understood? Root 2, the decimal, the numbers after the decimal, the digits after the decimal will continue endlessly. Okay, it will continue till infinity, but it will neither recur nor truncate. Clear? Now, for convenience sake, what we do is I'll tell you later how we work with root 2, how we work with the value of root 2. Okay, this is one example. Another example is, say, cube root of 5. This is another irrational number, because if you work it out in your calculators, cube root of 5, you will also get the decimal parts that neither truncate nor recur. Okay, so therefore we call cube root of 5 as an irrational number. However, when I say square root of 36, square root of 36 is not an irrational number, because square root of 36 can be written as the square of a rational number 6, which can be written as 6, which is a rational number, which is not an irrational number. Clear? Square root of 36 perfect squares, they cannot be called irrational numbers. Let's say square root of 2 by 3 square. This is not an irrational number. It is not an irrational number because under the square root you have the square of a rational number. Okay. This contains the square of a rational number two by three under the radical sign. Thus, square root of 2 by 3 square can also be written as 2 by 3 is not an irrational number. Okay, it is not an irrational number. So those you cannot say that all numbers under square roots are irrational numbers. Okay, let us take another example. There are certain standard numbers that are irrational numbers, like certain values of log. They are irrational numbers. Okay, certain values of logarithms, certain values of common logarithms. You have not done logarithms, but this is what you can know. Certain values of common logarithms are irrational numbers. Then uh, another very important example of irrational number is pi. Now, very surprisingly, you will say that how can pi be an irrational number? Because we have worked with the value of pi earlier. Okay, let me write the value of pi for you. The value of pi is actually 3.1495653589793 3238 238. That's 238. And it continues. Okay, now if you see the value of pi here, if you observe the number of the digits after decimal places, you see that they neither truncate nor recur. It goes on continuously till infinity. Okay, it does not stop at all. So therefore, we call pi an irrational number. Now the question here is, you will say, but sir, we have worked with the value of pi as 22 by 7. And we call pi as then why can't pi be a rational number? Okay, can anyone explain why we take pi as 22 by 7, still it is an irrational number? Can anyone tell me? Commonly, we take pi as 22 by 7 or 3.14 or 3.142. Okay. And we take this value of pi, yet we say it is an irrational number because if you see in this value, the first three values here, the first three up to 3 decimal places, if you take, it is 3.141. So what we do is this entire irrational number, we convert to a rational number by truncating certain decimals. So we convert the irrational number pi. In fact, not convert, we approximate. Okay, we approximate or round off. We approximate the irrational number pi up to 2 or 3 places of decimal. and then that is converted to a rational number, that is approximated to a rational number, that is approximated to a rational number. For convenience of calculation. Okay, that happens with values of logs also. That happens with certain values of trigonometric ratios also. Certain trigonometric ratios are also irrational, right? Like say sine 60. Okay, sine 60 is irrational. Certain trigonometric values are also irrational. Trigonometric ratios. Like sine 60, cos 30. Okay. You have tan 30, tan 60, etc. are irrational numbers. Okay, I just gave you some standard values, but you can also find in the table that cos 15 is also irrational. Okay, you can find this. Even you have sine 15, cos 15. If you see in the tables, or if you, you'll see it later on also, that these are also irrational numbers. Sine 15, cos 15, tan 15. All these are irrational numbers. Okay. So any questions till this part? Any questions on irrational numbers?
No, sir.
Now, if there are no questions on irrational numbers, yes? Anyone saying anything? Then we come to a certain very important category of irrational numbers. A very important category of irrational numbers are called surds. Okay, a very important category of irrational numbers. These are special kind of irrational numbers. Okay, remember that all surds are irrational numbers, but all irrational numbers are not surds. Understood? All surds are irrational numbers, but all irrational numbers are not surds. Okay, now surds are a very important category of irrational numbers, and the general definition of a surd is that if any positive number, any positive rational number is raised to the any positive number, okay, let us say of convenience sake, yes, if a be any positive number, and n is a positive integer, okay, such that a cannot be written, a cannot be written as the nth power of any rational number. Nth power of the square of any rational number. Then it is called a surd. Then the number is called a surd. Now, what can be the examples of surds? What do I mean by this definition? Look at this examples. Consider square root of 5. Now square root of 5, can you write this 5 under radical? Can 5 be written as the square of any rational number? Can you tell me? Is there any rational number such that inside this radical I can insert a number which is the square of 5? Can you tell me?
Sir, 25.
Yes? Say again.
Sir,
No,
25.
sir.
25. 25. Fine. Is 5 if is square root of 5 equal to root over of 25 square? Root over of 25 square is equal to 25 only, isn't it? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Then how can you write square root of 5 as square root 25 square? So that is not possible. Anything else?
So
Any
there's
other answer?
so there's no such number.
There is no such number. Okay. So consider, if you consider square root of 5, root 5 cannot be written. In fact, 5 cannot be written as a square. Let's write here. Since 5 inside the radical cannot be written as the square of any rational number. Hence, root 5 is an irrational number. Okay. What are the value of root 5? You know, if you check in your calculator, the value of root 5 will come to 2.236067977, and this will continue. This is the value of root 5 you will get. Next, my next question is, consider square root of let's say square root of 121. Question is this an irrational number?
No,
Is
sir.
this an
No, sir.
irrational number? It is not
No,
an
sir.
irrational number. Why? Because since 121, that is the number inside the radical, if you see, can be written as the square of 11. Right? That is square root 121 has been written as the square of 11, which where 11 is a rational number, isn't it? Which is equal to 11. Hence, square root 121 is not a surd or an irrational number. Yeah. Not as in the even example number 1, let me write surd because we're dealing with surds. Is a surd. Root 5 was a surd. Okay. Here in the second case, square root 121 is not a surd. Okay. And one last example is, suppose if I give you, consider fourth root of 10. Fourth root of 10. Is fourth root of 10 a rational or an irrational number? Question is, can 10 be written as the fourth power of any rational number? Can 10 be written as the fourth power? Why fourth power? Why fourth power and not power 2? Because if you see here, We have the fourth root. That's why. Fourth power of any rational number. Any rational number. Can 10 be written as the fourth power of any rational number? 2 to the power of 4 is how much? Can 10 be written as 3 to the power of 4? Can 10 be written as 5 to the power of 4? No, it cannot be written, right? Answer is no. Hence, fourth root of 10 is a surd. Okay, let us say just one last example. I'll discuss more examples in the next class. For today, should be the last example. Let us say I give you another number. Consider cube root of 64. Is this an irrational number? Is this a surd?
No, sir.
Yes, it is.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, it is not a surd. Why is it not a
No, sir.
surd? See that cube root of 64 can be written as cube root of the third power of 4, isn't it? Which is 4. Hence, cube root of 64 is not a surd. Is the difference between surd and a non-surd number clear? Difference between a surd and a rational number.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll stop here for today. And maybe in next class I'll give you some more examples.